Hey everyone, today I'm going to do a tier list for new players, or those who have just started the game. I'll be explaining a bit why I've put these characters at certain tiers, and if you disagree, please comment down below, and tell me why you beg to differ. With all the tier lists, it's all about personal opinion and experience with the characters throughout the game. Before we start, don't be discouraged if your favorite characters are placed lower than you've hoped. Every unit is viable use to clear any content in the game. This is just for efficiency's sake, and so you wouldn't waste your resources on units that may be weaker than others. Again, this video is from personal experience and preference, and is meant for entertainment or guide if you'd like. Like, sub, and click the notification bell if you like videos like these, and so wouldn't miss future videos. Amber, the first free character you'll get in the game. I'll put this here on the OK tier as Pyro Resonance is pretty good early on. Until you get another Pyro unit through Gacha, she's your best girl for the buff. Barbara, also a free unit and a healer, which at the early game, you won't have or get much healing. Healing through food is great but has its limits, and Barbara can use the thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayer which further buff a team's damage output. Beidou, in the OK tier. Electro ain't very strong, but her counter is superb, and she could dish good damage with her burst as well. But she does require a learning curve for her counter and some enemies just have weird attack patterns. Bennett, best character in the game, heals, provides damage buff, Pyro Resonance, easy S tier. Chongyun, pretty decent, good burst damage, provides Zero Infusion, which helps in melt reactions, OK tier. Diana, great healer, provides shield to negate some damage, Cryo Battery, a great unit overall. I used her for a long time for both healing and Cryo Resonance. Yanfei, good Pyro DPS. Yanfei provides damage, and she's good at it. Thinking back, with Diana here, it's best to relocate Barbara here instead. Fiscal, Oz is basically a Electro Turret, good damage, Electro Battery. Goru, very niche and bad, only buff Geo teams, especially Arataki Itto, first place shit tier. Kia, Genshin's very own F-boy, free, good cryo damage with a small AoE on his burst, can be built as main DPS and sub, can be billed as physical DPS, or cryo applicator in superconduct teams, melt, and even perma-freeze comps. Lisa, another free unit, doesn't do much, can be used in superconduct teams, and can use the thrilling tails. Ningguang, pretty decent, good single target burst, her screen provides geo buff and shield against range attacks. Noelle, you eventually get her through the new player banner. She's okay, but requires big investment and resources to be great. Razor, an okay physical damage dealer, a greedy one, because if you use his burst and swap, his inner Jacob would be gone too. Rosaria, provides crit buff on her E, actual decent damage on her burst with .cryo. If you got her early on, you've won against Enviosity. Sucrose, a great enemy unit, a mini Venti and Kazuha, provides superb CC on her skill and burst. Can use TTDS and VV set. Kujo Sarah, she's from Inazuma. I'm assuming you're very new, and haven't unlocked the region so, let me add another tier. Sarah and Toma, Inazuma but they're okay. Xiangling, can be acquired for free after clearly Floors of the Abyss, a superb unit, great for early players, can be used as main DPS early on, and a wonderful sub DPS as her Pyronado is sick, can be built as a physical DPS or straight up Crimson Witch set, or better yet, later on can be used with the emblem set with the catch. Xingqiu is also an S tier unit. Best sub DPS with rain swords, his E do crazy damage, and he also provides damage reduction with his rain swords as well as a small heal. Great hydro applicator and the bread and butter of the national team. Xinyan, you hate to see it, she's a physical DPS. Her E has disgusting CD, and her burst need a lot of levels to do decent damage. I've personally used her on my first account during 1.1, pulling on Zhongli's banner. She needs big investment, and at least Constellation 4 to do something. I'm sorry Xinyan main. She's pretty shit. Yunjin, she buffs normal attack a decent amount, but the best unit that utilize this is Yuamiya and Ayato, and both are from Inazuma. Apart from that, she doesn't provide anything else. She can't even be slotted in mono geo teams. Haizu, Inazuma, but he's pretty good. Great AoE. Shinobu, Inazuma, but she's trash. I'd put her at pretty shit tier. Now all the 4 stars are done, let's first look at the 5-star which you can get through the standard banner or from losing your 50-50. Batman, Diluc, is a great main DPS, good combo from his E, with great burst that dots enemies with initial burst, the original main DPS of Genshin Impact. Mona, her burst is superb, She's easy to build also with energy recharge being an essential stat for her, can use TTDS, and if you got her losing your 50-50, you won't be crying too hard. Jean provides a couple of things to your account. She heals a great deal, does solid damage, and a VV set user, and can be paired with Bennett for a Sunfire build that destroys the Electro Abyss and shields. A superb unit overall. Kaching, okay damage. Just like Diluc, she was one of the original main DPS. She's kinda meh. Chi-Chi, good heal, but long cooldown. She's okay, but I'll bet you'll be crying inside. That is my current take on all the 4 stars and non-time limited 5 stars that you can get through the standard banner, new player banner, and also losing your 50-50 on the time limited banner. If you disagree or have a rebuttal on my opinion, comment down below.